जाता है क्या वो जो रेडिट का है वो रेडिट वाला oh I go they even join this Pune junction kind of thing वहाँ पे tech talks वगैरह होता है you interact with a lot of people dude खराड़ी गया उतरे ना खराड़ी में तुम्हारे तो मुझे पता पुणे में लेट्स भी होता है ओ फोटोज क्या बताएंगे you guys have this very खराड़ी ये this Reddit group is there पुणे पुणे और पुणे मीटअप भी उन्होंने स्टार्ट किया ना ये और पुणे से बोले तो मीटअप का भी
पुणे के लिए पोस्ट देखता हूँ बीच-बीच में
पुणे मीटअप स्टार्ट
just my college or entire Pune.
अरे किसी रैंडम है
Random meetups.
you don't even know if they're real people or
Time हुआ तो फिर
नहीं होता टाइम नहीं होता यूजुअली अब तक के तो हुआ
अब तक तो बात नहीं
कुछ लोग खराब एक्सपीरियंस शेयर इशू नहीं आते क्या ही होता है
उसका भी मजा आता है ना like you go there you meet someone new and you have a bad time let's say
you meet random people at random places.
A very good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to all present here. On behalf of Industry Institute, Interaction and Outreach Council, I2IOC, and Training and Placement Cell, VIT Pune, I, Lavanya, extend my heartfelt greetings to each one of you present today at Saturday Club session. Joining us today as my co-anchor for today's event is Aditi, and together we'll be guiding you through an engaging and insightful session.
The Saturday Club, conducted under the guidance of Dr. Professor Vijay Mane sir, Professor Vishal Ambhore sir, and Professor Pankaj Kunekar sir, is an initiative aimed at bridging the gap between industry and academia, giving us an exclusive opportunity to interact with industry leaders and prepare ourselves for real-world placements.
And today we have an exciting lineup, an insightful panel discussion followed by mock interviews that will sharpen your skills and boost your confidence for the journeys ahead.
Today, we are truly honored to host a distinguished panelist of professional and proud alumni who will bring with them a diverse industry experience and valuable insights.
Please put your hands together as we introduce our esteemed panelists. We are delighted to welcome Mr. Atharva Puranik, currently working as a software development engineer. He is in proud alumnus of VIT Pune from 2024 Computer Science batch of 2023. To express our gratitude and appreciation, we would now request Dr. Professor Vijay Mane sir to kindly come forward and present a token of appreciation for our guest.
Next, we are pleased to welcome Mr. Gokul sir, currently working as a software AI engineer at Teradata. He is a proud alumnus of VIIT, having completed his Bachelor's of Technology in Electronics and Telecommunications Engineering from batch 2024.
Joining us next, Mr. Sudaman Katti, currently working as data analyst at Deloitte. He previously worked as an AI/ML intern. He previously worked as an AI/ML intern at DRDO.
Thank you.
And finally, we extend a warm welcome to Mr. Nidhiy Deshpande, currently working as a software engineer at BNY. He previously interned at the same organization and successfully transitioned it into a full-time role. He is a proud alumnus of VIT, where he completed BTech in IT from batch 2024.
You have a good photo here. Yes. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So, continue, Prof.
Let's give all our four esteemed panelists a big, big round of applause for being with us today.
Thank you, sir. The gesture reflected our heartfelt gratitude to our speakers for taking out time from their busy schedule to guide and inspire us today.
Now, without further ado, let's begin with our panel discussion.
In this session, our panelists will share their career journey, placement experiences, and industry insights. Valuable lessons that go beyond textbook and truly prepare us for what lies ahead.
We encourage all students to actively listen, take notes, and at the end of the discussion, you'll also get an opportunity to ask questions directly to the experts. Let us start with the panel discussion, sir. Starting with Sudaman, sir. So you have experienced both research organization like DRDO and global consultancy firm like Deloitte. So what are the key differences in how AI and data are used in both of these firms?
Right. So, yeah. So first of all, I would just like to thank the entire organizing team. I think they have been fantastic with this whole setup. Coming to the question, so the basic difference would be at DRDO it was more about research. We wanted to do something novel, and at Deloitte it's the exact opposite. So we are trying to make money basically. So the key difference would be it is more about selling AI when it comes to Deloitte. My main job role involves creating POCs based on what clients want, and then we tell them that we can implement it in your system as well, in your whatever software you have. So the main idea is I work with the SAP team and QA team primarily, and I sort of oversee all kinds of client projects that we have in those two domains. And our main goal is to sort of bring some disruption into it, integrate AI, agentic AI, and automate few processes, increase efficiency, and just basically make money for the company. So recently I was in Bangalore where we presented around 80 use cases to Shell, and that thing went very well. So now we are proceeding. I think we signed one agreement with them as well. So that's what my job basically is at Deloitte. At DRDO, I primarily worked in integrating AI into robotics. So at the time I did my internship, ChatGPT had just come out. And at that time, our main goal was to sort of integrate that level of intelligence into physical robots so that it can be useful for defense. And we didn't achieve that entire goal, but to some extent we did that. So some of you might know that when it comes to ChatGPT or all these AI models, the main sort of core architecture is the transformer architecture. Our goal was to modify this architecture so that it can be used for robots and they can do sort of take decisions on their own in physical environments like navigation, cognitive decisions, etc. So I worked on research regarding that for 1 year. We did multiple international publications, conferences, etc. And it was used in one of the key projects at DRDO as well. Right now, the team is working on more advances in that, like for example, using brain waves and things like that to make robots more human-like, to improve their cognitive decision-making process. And it is basically on top of the work I did, which was in reinforcement learning. So that's how my experience has been so far. Though both things are quite different, but both of them have their own sort of kick in it because at DRDO you have to be like completely honest with the research. You need output. You need something that's novel. At Deloitte, it's more about selling things to clients. So you have to, what I can say, you have to be a bit of a bad boy. Like you have to exaggerate things. You have to sell things. Even if you don't have it, you have to make it look like you can get it done. If it's like a 6 out of 10 product, you have to sell it like it's 10 out of 10. So yeah, both experiences are quite different, but both of them have been a huge learning experience for me. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for your insight, sir. My next question is for Atharva, sir. So you're currently working as a software developer engineer. So could you tell us your journey from being a student at VIT that led you to software development and what really helped you secure your first role?
So yeah, first of all, thank you for having me here. The welcome was a great one, and it's good to be back to college and relive all those nostalgic memories. And my journey so far has been, I won't say a rough, it has been like a roller coaster ride. I've seen it all. So yeah, I've seen days where I was like trying hard to get placed and like working hard in my hostel room. And then there were some days where I achieved a lot within a single day. So what I would recommend everyone is stick to the basics, the fundamentals, DSA, DBMS, OS, and networking. These four things will help you to get anywhere. Like even if you're a senior at a big MNC, these four subjects are required to get anywhere. So I invested a lot. Like OS was my forte. It was my strength back in the college days. I studied a lot. I used to do courses and a lot of stuff. So that helped me get into it. And it was asked in my interview as well regarding a question regarding threads and multi-threading and processing. So yeah, do not ignore these four subjects: OS, DBMS, DSA, and networking. That will get you way ahead in life. And my journey at Shoreline has been a great one. Like more than the learning, I met really good seniors, really good mentors who like taught me, who made me a good developer. My internship was about developing a chatbot, a Gen AI chatbot. That thing was new back in those days, back in 2023. And we were working on natural language to SQL query. Now, if I'm not wrong, LangChain offers a library which does that for you already. But that was a project back then. It was a big database. Our product is an IoT based device. It has sensors. Like we used to query that give me the highest value of surface temperature between this date to that date, and we can analyze it further. So that was the application of our project. Yeah, we worked on it for like 7 to 8 months, and eventually it got sold to AWS for like $1 million. Half of them was in credits, and half of them was in funds. So yeah, it was a great thing. We achieved a lot in the internship. Thereafter, I got into the backend team of Shoreline AI, and as I said, the product is a huge one. We have different aspects. We have a firmware aspect, then cloud aspect. We have AI algorithms in our model and mobile app aspect. So I got in the backend team, and my work revolves around debugging and developing APIs, Lambda calls, Lambda invocations, develop database schemas. So basically, backend guy, proper backend guy, and it has taught me a lot there. Like how do you debug the issues, and how do you spend sleepless nights on one issue to get it fixed by tomorrow morning. So yeah, it has been quite a long journey. And if you wish to be in backend these days, I will suggest you to do not ignore system design, because as AI is taking over, the basic roles of writing minimalistic code that we used to do back before ChatGPT is being taken over by AI. All you have to do is you have to review the code nowadays, and you can get like thousands of lines of code every day by AI. You just have to review it. So you should have good knowledge of a system. That's what will get you ahead in product based companies. That's what I would say. The journey has been a great one, and good to be back here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So building on that point, I would like to bring Gokul sir into the discussion. So you are currently working as a software AI engineer at Teradata. So could you share your journey that led into AI engineering and what really inspired you to specialize in this field?
So
Thank you for having me, first of all. I remember I used to sit at the very back seats like that with my friends group and we used to have our own chit chat and fun when these events like this used to go on. So it's a bit nostalgic. So my journey, I will tell you. So I was an ENTC background student. So from the first year itself, I used to learn about ML, OpenCV, automation. I got selected into UiPath program in my second year itself. There's where I learned about automation, smart automations, and how to handle workflows and all those things. And that's where I was at. So for me personally, back then, the definition of AI was nothing but smart automation with intelligent workflows. And from there, that I built onto it. And I joined Shoreline as an intern with Atharva. So we got campus placed into that company. And in the internship, like you said, we built that Gen AI chatbot. That was my first exposure to the world of Gen AI. I saw the challenges there, but I also saw the potential there. So I then upskilled myself a lot. So one of the biggest disadvantages of this AI world is there's a new thing coming up every new week. Yeah. So you got to keep yourself learning. Even if I'm now like at an SD2 level, I'm still learning like a college student. I still do Coursera on weekends. My weekends are full of upskilling. So, but the main thing that I would say, right, don't jump into any field, even whether it is backend or AI or anything, just for the sake of it. Do it if you really love it. So, the one thing that I did in my college days was I explored each and every field. I explored IoT, I explored cloud, I explored software. I did everything. I even tried various other cultural clubs and all those things also. Find your niche, do what you actually love to do, because once you get into this job, you have to learn every single day. And if you don't love what you're doing, right, it's going to be miserable. So find your niche, find what actually you love. If you love AI, invest yourself in AI, keep upskilling. VIT does provide a lot of opportunities. Even in my time, we used to have hackathons. We did industry projects. We had Nitin Sakre sir. So we did a project with them and we took that project to IIT Delhi and we won them. We were the only team from western part of India, right? So explore. So how I learned into this AI, I explored this. I did projects. I explored. I took projects to conclusions. Just as an give, I just made a project and I'm like done. No, I deployed it or I did something. And I also made another project using agents for the alumni for the students only. It's cold mailer. It's on my LinkedIn if you guys have seen it. So it helps you write cold mails and referral emails. So you guys can use it also. It's free to use. And yeah, keep exploring, keep learning. For me, learning is free. There are so many YouTube tutorials, so many things available for free. Do it, create projects, find your niche. Don't do it for the sake of either money or just because your peers are doing it. Do it if you really love it. Find your passion. If you love hardware, do hardware. If you love IoT, do IoT. If you love AI, then do AI. But it's very important that you love what you're doing. You should be genuinely interested. I genuinely like it because I spend like 12 hours every week at least learning about this stuff because I genuinely love what I'm doing. And so when I transitioned from, so Shoreline basically has an application side of AI. At Teradata, we are actually building the platform, building the AI infrastructure. So it's at a different scale altogether. So again, that's a new experience. And recently joined Teradata, so and it's on a big, huge learning curve. So yeah, so find your niche, do projects, do what you love, and that's how you find what you love. And just keep upskilling yourself, even if you got a job or an internship. Never stop upskilling yourself.
Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful insight. Nidhiy, sir, my next question is for you. So you started your internship at BNY and later converted that opportunity into full-time software engineering role. So what do companies usually expect from the interns if they want to secure a PPO?
First of all, thank you for hosting this event. And coming to the question now is like the thing is the company actually doesn't expect anything from you. To be honest, they will only ask you what is linked list, remove the middle of the linked list, try give a basic LND for a calculator, design a calculator like that sort of thing. Way too basic questions. To be honest, that was why I was asked in the interview. And on the expectation part, Also, there are some things they might expect. Only thing they will expect is like the learning. They'll ask you to learn the platform first of all in the company. So platform is the biggest thing that you will need to learn in the company. My 6 months of the internship was only thing about the learning platform. What is BNY doing? How are the applications hosted? How applications are built? That's all. They are not expecting you to go do a commit and put the code in production and all that stuff. Nothing. Not like that. Not at all. They won't expect at all. And coming to the part of learning in the interviews and all that stuff. So what can I say? Atharva has already said the basics of DSA, CL, DBMS, and I do know that many of the students don't like databases, right? So please don't skip it. Don't skip it at all because it is the most valuable thing you will require. Because even if you understand the fundamental and the architectures, it is all you need. Because I do know that I hated database at all. I never liked it. I never studied regarding it. I somehow passed, but no, it is not like that. They study and they won't expect anything.
Thank you, sir. So my next question would be for Sudaman, sir. So when companies like Deloitte hire fresh graduates, so what qualities or abilities apart from just technical knowledge do they see into?
Yeah, so for me, like I was expecting technical questions during my interview, but that was just a small part of it. First of all, I would like to thank VIT because I got this amazing opportunity at Deloitte through the campus placements. So, firstly, the shocker for me was we had a group discussion round. I was expecting it to go smoothly, and then we would have some technical rounds, and then that's where the selection would happen. But in the group discussion round itself, there were around 19 people, of which only 3 were selected. So that was a huge shocker for me. Basically, at Deloitte, the thing is we have a lot of client-facing roles. So, like I said right now, my role doesn't involve just building AI; it's about selling AI as well. So they look for communication skills, and in communication skills, the main thing they look for is convincing power. If you have done a project, you should be able to explain it simply. You should be able to convince them why this was useful. So these were the things that I focused on during the group discussion, and I was able to take inputs as well from other people. Like I remember during my group discussion, most people would just talk about themselves and then go on mute. I was actually responding to other people, sort of understanding what they were doing. So those were the things that allowed me to qualify that round specifically. And at Deloitte also, it has been a huge learning for me because, to be honest, the senior people that we have, like partners, etc., they don't have that much technical skills. But if they had to sell an AI product, they would do it way better than me because they just have that sort of convincing power and the sort of industry experience through which they are able to communicate to the clients why this would add value to them. See, end of the day, all companies are about making money, right? You can have amazing technical skills, but you have to convince people why they should actually pay for it. So that's the part where which I would suggest students to also focus on. Wherein if you are building a project during your whatever vivas etc., you should be able to explain how this project can be useful, and you should be able to explain in a simple way what you have done and what value it will add. So that's what my advice would be.
Thank you, sir. My next question would be for Atharva, sir. So looking at the current tech landscape, which emerging technologies or trends should students explore if they want to stay relevant as future software engineers?
Of course, you all know the answer. It is AI. AI is booming like nothing these days. You get agentic AI and city servers and whatnot coming out every week. So you should be well versed with it. You should be able to use it in your code. You should get your code from AI, and you must learn how to prompt correctly, to prompt properly, because that thing will take you places. I have used AI for my backend development, and if you prompt it correctly, if you use the right words, the right amount of tokens are spent, you can get wonderful results from it. Use AI, and as I said before, do not skip system design because the industry needs people who understand the system in and out completely, deeply. So, like, because the code written by AI will definitely fail at some point of time. It is not perfect. So the debugging part should not consume a lot. You You should not spend like weeks and weeks to just to find what is wrong with it. Should be able to check the logs very quickly and get it done. So like nowadays we have a trend of vibe coding. People just speak what they want to say and get the code done. So you may try it out for a while. You may see, you may experience how AI fails, what type of bugs do I get with AI, and then you can fix it on your own. So debugging and fixing bugs is what the industry requires. Debugging and then system design is what the industry needs. And of course, you will have to get well versed of using agentic AI in your work. That's how it is going to be. Of course, I do believe that DevOps will also boom because DevOps is one of the rare fields which is not easy to be automated by using AI. We will need humans for DevOps. So yeah, that's what I believe. DevOps, agentic AI, system design, and good ability of debugging is what will get you ahead in the industry these days. So do focus on that.
Thank you so much, sir. So my next question would be for Gokul, sir. So as a Google Cloud certified Gen AI leader, how do you see Gen AI transforming software systems and real world applications in next few years?
Yeah. So that's a good question actually. So right now, every single workflow, right, workflow in the sense like how the data comes into a system or how it goes out or what all analytics are there, right? So earlier we used to have Python scripts for it. Now it's all being automated by AI. It's being improved by AI. And when I did this certification, I came to know about the things that Google is doing. Right, Google has its own ecosystem, its own protocols, ADS, A2DS. So all for this agentic development and all those things. So so it's like see any company, right? It is either partnered up with Microsoft Azure, GCP, or it has AWS, right? These are the three main cloud services. And each of these services have their own AI platform as to how to use it and all. Like AWS has Bedrock and Bedrock services, and GCP has its own services. Azure is partnered with OpenAI. So every single one is going to transition into a way in which AI is somewhere in the loop. It is improving the productivity of that workflow, or it is either replacing the current friction. So there are a lot of frictions, right, in a workflow. So that will be eliminated. And over time, right now, this is exactly what is happening in the industry. It's all integration of AI into the existing workflows. That's the most happening thing right now, along with innovation. So we have got companies innovating, right? Like we got Anthropic, OpenAI, and XAI. They're all innovating random new stuff like MCP servers are coming up. So they are expecting AI engineers and AI software engineers to integrate this new things into their workflows, make it optimized, make it 10x, 100x more productive. So that is the aim right now in the industry. And if you want to get into this industry, you need to learn how to integrate AI into your workflows and all those things. So yeah, so in the future, in the coming 2 years, you can see a lot of workflows, AI almost everywhere, in every single thing. I guess we all can agree, right? We are now writing less code manually, and we are all now prompt engineers. But yeah, so there's a bit of upside to it. But still, I guess we all review the code almost 100x before directly copy pasting. And I would definitely recommend you all to use AI, but don't fall into that AI slop wherein you are not thinking. So like the whatever code is being generated, you're just simply copying and pasting. Don't do that. Learn what is being generated, why it is being generated. Because in the next 2 years, right, you are expected to debug this integrations that this current set of people are doing. You are to improve them, or either eliminate them also, because some workflows are not productive. But eventually, we will see in the 2 years, coming 2 years, as to what is the real impact of AI. We can see it in the next 2 to 5 years. So yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Nidhiy, sir, my next question is for you. So students usually practice coding problems for placements, but real software development involves much more. What difference did you notice once you started working professionally?
That's answer actually. But see, can I phrase it into the terms, or shall I simply say that it is in the rare cases you might be. There are rare cases actually, not common cases, that you might directly implement a hash map in a Angular or a React like that. There are very rare cases where you might need to implement any basic DSA in your coding environment, because there are actually very few needs, but in what can I say? There is like nothing direct implementation for that thing.
Yeah. So I can add on to that, like what we learn, right? Linked list, or there's graphs, entries, and all those things, right? You don't directly implement it. You see the structure somewhere in the code, and you are just on the other end of it. You don't directly. Nobody's asking you to reverse the linked list directly in the BNY or anywhere. Yeah.
No, they won't. They won't actually ask and go and say, go ahead and you are given a SQL query. You need to delete this record, and they won't ask you like go ahead and delete it. Even if they ask, you can't actually do like that directly. So all in all, it's about the implementation and architecture of the thing, that how you try to do it.
I'd like to add a point to it. So being a backend engineer, I sometimes do have to implement data structures in my backend flow to store data. Like if the query is really complicated, if it takes like 30 seconds to optimize the query, we store it in some database, we store it in some data structure, let's say hash map, a complicated structure, and then we can use it to pass out to the API. So sometimes, yeah, it's a very rare case, but I do find that DSA has some implications in backend. Yeah, that's my take on it.
Yeah, I would also like to add to it. Yes, the main idea there is the reason companies ask DSA is not to see if you understand or you can implement it in some tech, or although that it can be useful. The main idea is that you should have good problem solving abilities. So you should develop that logical reasoning through problem solving is what I would say. So what I did during my DSA prep was I didn't do a whole lot of problems, but I focused on trying to solve different types of problems. The type of problem that if I had solved a certain type of problem, I wouldn't revisit that again. And when it comes to actual implementation, I think today with tools like Codex, for example, like I have GPT Codex on my system, it has access to all of the apps and etc. that I have. It can open browser, it can write code, it can execute code itself, see what the error is, then fix it and keep doing that overnight while I sleep. So using these tools, I would suggest you start building real systems along with DSA. And then during the interview, if you have used DSA like he said somewhere, then you can basically once the AI creates the app, you can ask AI itself where you have used these data structures, like where you use linked list, where you use hash map. It will give you proper descriptions and part of the code where it has used that. So using these tools, I would suggest you build real systems. And then when in the interview, companies ask you, like for example, we were taking few interviews recently, and one of the candidates, well, while I was asking him DSA questions, he said, I implemented this system wherein I use this specific structure, or I use, or basically this type of algorithm is what I use in the backend. So that way, if you speak along with your problem solving, it will create a huge impact. So the main idea would be to develop your logical reasoning, problem solving abilities. Yeah, and just try to do as many different things as possible. Like for example, if you take that 400 ESA problem sheet and try solving each and every question, like you do 3 easy questions, then 3 medium questions. Basically, your idea should be to not focus on quantity. It should be to focus on quality, like different types of problems and trying to build real systems. Because these days it is really easy with AI to even build cloud systems also. Like of course, complicated systems would require specialists like him, but building something that has cloud, that has some backend database, some APIs, and a front end is really easy with tools like Codex. Even if you don't have the system or if you don't have the specs for it, on GitHub itself there is an option called CodeSpace. All you need is a free Google account. You just have to create a GitHub repository, go to CodeSpace's option, and on that it will create like a multi-core 8 GB RAM virtual machine for you, on which you can build whatever you want for free. And Visual Studio Code with Node, Python, etc. is inbuilt in that system. You can do it through your web browser. So with that, you can easily build like scalable systems and test it out, see where data structures are being applied, and sort of prepare yourself in a unique way for the interview. So even when the interview doesn't ask you about systems, you can mention them specifically, and it will create a really good impact. Yes.
there are certain use cases for the hash map as well. Like for example, when you're building an application, you are on a web page, right? You go for searching, like Google. So Google uses hash map and all that stuff. You directly don't need to implement it, but you need to know the process for that. So it's not like a direct data structure given a linked list, given an array, do this and do that, pop the stack like that. Nothing. Find the use case and do it.
Implement it.
Thank you so much, sir.
Amazing question, by the way.
So continuing with Sudaman sir, with the rise of AI and automation, how do you see role of data analysis evolving over next few years?
I see data analysis integrating more into business. The current type of data analysts that we have are going away. Like the AI that I have right now, it can easily create Power BI dashboards and all those things, which is why I haven't gone into that route in my company. Although that was an option for me, I am not like a traditional data analyst. My main role is to create AI applications. Personally, I have not written a line of code in the past 2 months. All the AI applications that I have built are through the Codex tool. I give it prompts in English. As I said right now, as software developers, our role is to sort of have that grit of continuously debugging, seeing what the error is, searching it on Stack Overflow, then again debugging. But with AI and multiple agents, it can do it on its own basically. So the AI has access to my terminal, it can execute Python code, it can see what the output was, see what the error was, search online, fix the code, again retry and keep doing it. If I have multiple agents doing that, then I can just have them do that overnight while I sleep. So that's how I have built, because like I said right now, for Shell we had to build 60 use cases. I didn't sit and code those. I just told AI to sort of make it. And then once it was ready, we sort of reviewed it, asked it to make some changes, and that's how we prepared that. Because anyways, we are not preparing like a final system application. We needed a demo POC to show them. So that later we will tell them that we will integrate it. If you like it, we will integrate it into your system. So for that, I entirely use AI. I would say don't focus on syntax too much now. Like if you're trying to learn front end development, don't focus too much on the JavaScript code or React or all those libraries that are being used. DSA, I would say you should still learn. You should have that logical reasoning basically to be able to solve problems. But the main idea would be to understand how systems work. Like I can see all of these people have a great understanding of how backend system works, cloud and infrastructure works. So that knowledge aspect will actually help you to write better prompts to AI so that it can create better code for you. See, I will explain with a simple example. Like for example, if you want to use AI to create an art, and you are just a regular person, then you will give it a basic prompt, it will generate something generic. But if you are an artist, then you can give like massive 300, 400 word prompts wherein you mention color palettes, gradient, how you want the lighting to be, etc. And then the output would be way better compared to what a regular person would generate. So that same logic applies to software development as well. If you have like system knowledge and basically understanding of business side of things. So when it comes to data analysts, we would be moving more towards the business analyst role. I feel our job. See, basically, I think data analysts were making a lot of free money till now. All they had to do was create dashboards and present it in a creative way. But now they actually have to drive value. They have to show why certain graphs, like what their understanding of business was and how certain modifications can add value. This is something they have to explain to the stakeholders and basically move towards the type of roles that MBAs have with business analysts, and even market research is somewhere going away. The main idea would be to actually drive financial value. See, now we are moving towards a world where there is no free money. All of us, if you have to actually show the company that whatever you are doing is generating economic output, that's where the value would be. So that's what my advice would be. Always think of whatever you are building, how it can be useful. I'm not saying what you build has to start making money, but there has to be a use case or some future modifications after which it can be useful. And you should be able to present it in a way that is convincing. That's what my advice would be. Thank you.
So would like to add something?
Good morning, everyone. First of all, on behalf of Vishwakarma Institutes, I would like to thank you to all the esteemed alumni for accepting our request to join for this today's Saturday Club. This is the very first Saturday event we have organized in VIT. It was there, it's there actually in Kondwa campus, I can say now. Secondly, I would like to say my heartfelt congratulations and thank you to all the core team of and sale members of I2IOC, because I was involved in, I can say, approving of all the clubs, student clubs, may it be technical or social or cultural. But I can see the only club that is very active. They have so many events throughout the year. There are so many, we can say, and they are helping for alumni, for students, for training and placement office. So really, they are doing very great job. Not, I can see all other clubs. Okay, not exactly all other, but many of the clubs are doing the events just for the sake of their records, or simply some sort of flagship events. But this is the club that I can say they are doing only for the students or whatever the need is. So once again, I would like to have a very big round of applause for all these members of I2IOC. And I would like to urge to all the students. So it is very difficult for us to get the student as an audience, but you have to pass on this message that we are doing this alumni connect for you people only, for the students, the current students only. What we expect from the alumni is just to mentoring the students. We are not going to expect anything from alumni other than this. So what you can just see after this interaction, you can have an informal chit chat, you can have your informal questions, you can directly connect with them, take their contact. And I say always to all the hackathon groups that they come to me for the high help. So I always say them that to connect with some industry person to get some inputs on your idea or to solution, because as a faculty we are very much limited knowledge that we can say related to that theory only. But these are the people, they are really working on the real time problems, they are working in industry. So whenever you feel anything, you are searching of some idea or you are searching for some good projects, so they are people where they can guide you. So they will give a very small problem statement where you can really learn something. Otherwise, many students are just searching for the problem statement for their projects from Google and they are just doing the same thing. But they are here for helping you. They will guide you throughout the semester. They will guide you throughout your career till you get some job, till you get some internship. So by the time say you're connected with them from the second year onwards only, so you will have a good rapport with them. Maybe the time when you come to final year, they may be at some good position, so they may refer you in some company. So alumni are one who have a very great potential for us now for an VIT, and we, like I can say proudly that I am now handling this portfolio. I can say proudly that I was heading this hackathon first time in VIT in 19 or 2019. So I started this like this and strategically, is it? So very first time we conducted one hackathon and compulsory made to all the students that you have to take participate in hackathon. So just explain there what is hackathon, how to proceed and all that things. So now you can see the fruit of that is everyone is want to participate and way it is now known for hackathon. Like this now we want to develop this culture of alumni led, you can say anything, alumni led mentorship, alumni led internship, placement, development of entrepreneurs. So it is, everything is there, alumni are there. We are around more than 1 lakh alumni from both the VIT and VWIT campuses. And if you consider 50% of that alumni, so they are really ready, they are wish or keen to give back something. And we are just seeking the support from them to guide the students in such forms. So it is up to you as a student to take participate in this. So I urge you all that please circulate, please pass on this message to all that we can host such events every week. Every Saturday we can have such event as per your requirement. But the requirement should come from you. We are there to host, alumni are there to support. But you as a student should come up with the requirements. You want and support for hackathon, you want and jury, you want and guidance, some placement related queries. So alumni are there. So now we are in a process to form a very good platform to connect alumni and the student. So many events we have planned. What is requirement is just the support, or you can say not exactly support, but the the person or the student should be there to grab that opportunities, to grab that particular uh, whatever we are going to post in future. Okay, so after this there may be some informal questions, so I would like to be here to make this as an informal chat between you and the students. So I take leave from the hall now. So once again, thank you for joining us, and be connected, and thank you very much. Thank you.
That brings us to the end of today's panel discussion. Thank you all for sharing your journeys and insights with us. We will now move to Q&A session wherein students can ask the questions to the panelists directly.
I think he has a question. He has a question. प्लान कर दो क्वेश्चन से
काही plan असेल.
So, firstly, just to mention the students that are there right now are very confused because of AI. क्योंकि पता नहीं आगे क्या करना है, सोचने का टाइम नहीं मिल रहा because AI सब सोच रही है. So, adding on to that confusion, it's actually we are very lucky to have such a panel with such a wide spectrum of specialities. Knowing stuff from you guys, probably tonight was very helpful. Adding to that, I have two questions, sir. One is for Sudaman, sir. The two differences that you told. One was working in DRDO and one is working in Deloitte right now. Can you clear it for the students that is the difference that you faced? Firstly, integrating AI with robotics in DRDO and then trying to selling your AI. Is it because before you are trying to build a product and later you are selling a service? Because currently students are confused because I don't know how much true it is, but we are told or there's a general hearsay that service-based company is the private product-based company join. Hear that.
Right. Yeah, so I personally believe end of the day it's always about adding value. You can join a service-based company and develop products. You can be in a products company and sell services. So that thing is not something I feel it's not something you should focus on. Your focus should be like he said on finding a niche that you find interesting. You should work on sort of developing a key interest because see I'll explain it simply like the AI confusion that you mentioned even we are facing it to some extent. We don't know where the field will evolve. But one thing that I have noticed and what I have seen industry experts also say is that, see, most of the AI models that we have right now, ChatGPT, Gemini, all these things, they are designed to serve the masses, like all the population. So the output that they give is something that is general in nature or something that most people would find satisfying. So the art example that I gave you right now, if you are an artist, the type of images you can generate, the type of videos you can generate would be way better than a regular person because you have that specialized knowledge. So my suggestion would be to pick a niche and just have lots of specialized knowledge in that. Like for example, when I worked in DRDO, that time the transformer architecture was new. So I was able to get into that sort of AI zone very quickly, and then at Deloitte also I got those roles because I had previous experience. So the main idea would be at Deloitte I presented myself as someone who has specialized knowledge of how these backend AI architectures work. I wouldn't say I necessarily had that knowledge in hindsight, but I was able to present myself that way, and I got those roles. So the main idea would be if you have some level of specialized knowledge in a field, that type of output you can get from AI would be better than what a general person would get. So you just pick something that you find interesting and go really deep in that. Like that, like think of it from the point of view that you should be able to write, if you had to even develop products with AI in that specific field, you should be able to write at least a 500, 600 word prompt. That much specialized knowledge you should have. So that the type of products you create would be way better than what a regular person can create. Then that's how you can add value. Because by design, all these AI models are not designed to generate something complex that most people won't understand. It's designed to generate something that everyone finds satisfying, to serve the masses. So with your specialized knowledge, you can actually become a 10x engineer with AI. So that's what my advice to you would be, to just pick a niche, something you find interesting, and go really deep in it. Maybe publish some papers, and then develop sort of products that, think of it from an economic point of view as well. Okay, now I have specialized knowledge. Now I can give 700, 800 word prompts to AI in this specific field. Now I want to create a product that can actually add economic value. I'm not saying it has to generate money, but it has to have a future use case at least where it can generate money. And then you can publish it on LinkedIn, or basically have it on GitHub and publish a link of it on LinkedIn. Show it to the world basically. And honestly, I am telling you, this is something I regret. I know many people who have started doing LinkedIn posting for like 1 month ago. They have like 20, 30K followers now, and I know a person who has got a job offer in the US based on that, just 1 month of LinkedIn posting. So even this is a route that I would suggest all of you to explore. So yeah, that's what my advice would be.
I would like to add one. I would like to add one thing on that. You said you guys are confused right now, right? So with this AI, you don't have to be confused, right? Nothing changes for you as such. The hiring rounds, the companies that's gonna come, they are gonna ask you DSA. They are gonna ask you on your resume. They're going to ask you on your projects, right? So even right now, when I switched to Teradata, right, I was asked DSA questions. I was asked to code. So I was asked to share my screen and code multi-agent system, MCP server basics, and all those things. So make sure that if someone asks, gives you a blank Python file, right, you are able to create something. As I know, okay, without AI, you're not able to think about something. You should be able to create something, right? Focus on your project. So my advice for all you guys would be, right, don't give up on DSA. Even me switching to SG2, I needed DSA. You guys will definitely need DSA. You need to focus on the basics, like he said. Focus on your project. So one thing that is very advantageous for you guys is that since you got AI, right, you can make really good projects, like really, really good. So back in our times, creating an object detection system was a big thing because we didn't have AI. Right now, it's like कोई भी कर लेगा. Right. So create very good projects. You should be able to explain that project very well. It shouldn't be like everything is done by AI. I can't debug it. I don't know how it's working and all. वो हो रहा है तो हो रहा है. No, don't do that. You should be able to explain it. You should be able to create good projects. Just focus on DSA, your fundamentals, your whatever niche you are choosing that, and explaining good projects and all those things. That's what your focus should be. Don't worry about how the industry is going to be affected by AI or how it's going, because you don't have to worry about that right now. You just need to focus on the basic fundamental because nothing has changed for you as such. For you to get into this industry is still the same process. Hiring is same. One thing that even I noticed, right? I gave a hacker rank test for Teradata. They were allowing AI tools integrated into that platform. So maybe that will change for you eventually. And those are the small changes, but you're still expected to do all those things. So don't get confused. It's still the same for you. Things have changed on the industry side, but that's still a path ahead for you. Right now, it's still everything is same for you. Focus on the fundamentals, DSA, creating good projects, and communication skills. Like he said, right, you should be able to convince the interviewer that you are bringing a huge value to the team. So that's very important as well. So yeah.
Thank you so much. There are more questions that I have. Kind of need a collective answer to this. That is, he, there were two point of views. Both of you were into Shoreline AI as interns, and I suppose I don't know before VMware, but you were into VMware as an intern. You said you were only asked DSA request and all that. But I think you might not just have been asked DSA because Shoreline is comparatively new companies compared to VMware. Maybe you were asked to go deep into backend and projects and everything. So talking about the hiring process here, how is it different for a huge company? How is it different for a newer thing? I know general interview thing is less but now that was it different? If I'm applying for a different.
So I'll tell you about Shoreline, right? So we gave TPO का officer, right? So we had our first round as offline pen paper round, wherein we were given a like 4-5 sheet of questions there, and we were asked to solve those questions like OMR mark sheet जैसा होता था. That was our first round, and after that we went to their office and we had like two technical rounds and one HR round. That's it. So few of us got selected first. The rest of the batch got selected later. They had one more technical round to that. So that was all. And we were asked on our projects. Even I was asked on link. I used to code in Java back then. So I was asked to solve DSA questions, make some small systems, and all those things. And simple. It was relatively quite simple, not that hard, because they know you are an intern. They don't expect you to code heavily into graph. But obviously, it changes for PVCs and all those things. Like companies, like if you are applying for Google or Rubrik or something, they will definitely start by asking you about graphs and all those things. So, but for Shoreline level or like a mid-scale companies, you are not. You can be very good and satisfied if you have covered the linked list or stacks. That's good enough for you and your projects. So yeah, projects was something that we were deeply asked about, how we did it, how we implemented it. So I guess yeah. So that's all you need. Yeah.
I'd like to add some more points to it. So yeah, Shoreline AI is a product-based company. It's a startup at more or less. So what they want to know is how good you are willing to learn new things. How is your learning curve? So during my interview, I was asked a scenario-based question, which was system design, to be honest. I did not frame it in that words. It was system design. They give you a scenario that you have a cookie factory, and cookies are coming out in a on a conveyor belt, and you have to code a system by which you can maximize the output. You can segregate the cookies by diameter and maximize the output in this much amount of time. So yeah, I answered it with the perspective of multi-threading and in Java and concurrency. But yeah, they do ask these questions based on scenarios. They do ask you to design your own system, write whatever comes to your mind on a paper pen, and then explain it. Why did you choose this? Why did you choose that, etc. So yeah, product-based companies are heavily into system design and DPMS. We had a complete paragraph. It was an airport system, and then we had to make 8 or 9 queries based on the questions. So SQL is also heavily required there. And apart from that, yeah, they are willing to test your basics as well. I was grilled a lot on OOPS concepts. They asked a lot about OOPS. My interview went for like 45 minutes or something. And then they are willing to see how much you can learn quickly, learn faster. And for the case of MNCs, they already want really smart people who are good at DSA. They assess smartness with DSA, they equate it to DSA, how good you can think. They want people like that so that they are training, their learning curve is relatively not that steep. They learn things at a slower pace. The training goes for a long time, but for startups and product companies, you have to get working within a week. So yeah, that's the difference. If you can get the work done, that's what the startups ask. If you are really smart at understanding things and you can take your own time to learn new things, MNC is good.
Okay, then coming to the BNY. Before giving the interviews, there were 3 rounds for interviews. All 3 were technical. There was no HR round. Before that, there was hacker rank test, which consists of 50 MCQs, all technical, and some colleges there were DSA questions as well and all that stuff. But for our college, there was no DSA question. So in the 3 technical rounds, everything was grilled on your resume, your projects, your whatever experience you have before of internship or any freelancing work, whatever you have, and DSA. DSA is it's not like that. They only ask me linked list and all that stuff. There were other stuff as well. Some people were asked for a point change problem. Then some was asked to implement LRU, LFU like that. Everyone was asked the DSA, and everybody was grilled on the resume on the projects. So it's not like that BNI will ask different sort of thing. Shoreline will ask different thing. Nothing. And for the third round was a bar raiser round where someone from a senior management will come and ask you a real based scenario questions. So all you had to do was not like an implementation sort of thing. All you had to do was give your idea. You have to explain it. You have to convince him why you should go with this approach and how many approaches are more there if this fails or whatever that. So it was like that.
Also, the 6 months as an intern that you learned about the applications that we already had. How is it different from your experience of creating a project पहले से and then learning पूरा 6 महीने के लिए learning?
Okay, for that, first of all, I work on a platform. I don't build like different kind of applications. I work on platform which host all the application shares that BNY has. So it's more or less like a cloud DevOps role. There are pipelines that we need to work on. And for platform, we had a cloud Azure on-prem. On-prem is like the servers which BNY has their own. So more or less like an it was already a built platform. You might know App Engine from Google, right? So it's like sort of that thing, but we have customized it on our basis, and there are applications which give us their what can I say? No, not their solutions, but they give our requirements. They give their requirements. We build on that, and we customize them for them. It's like that.
Hello, 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 Eka. Hello. Sir, first of all, I'm very thankful for all of you to have here. My question is, where should we focus more? Towards the summer internship, or as you said, towards the core like DSA?
I guess internship you should always focus because that's some sort of real life experience that you get, right? So DSA you should learn side by side. You if you are in any branch, right, you have a subject for DSA, right? Maybe the so everybody has a subject, right? You guys don't have it right now. But the Kobe, right? DSA,
FDS fundamental
FDS or something of that sort would be there. But if you're getting a summer internship anywhere, so even I did some unpaid internship back in my time. Then we did Shoreline. We started with 15,000 rupees as a stipend, and now though like so much. But do internships that give you real experience, that gives a lot of value to your resume. You stand out from a fresher without any internship experience. If you have some internship experience, some certifications, not the any that random certifications that you get like a Google ka ya fir Azure ka AZ900 and all those certifications, right? Have those, then your resume stands out a lot. Yeah, you can try it.
I think both things can happen side by side. I think the thing is, like because of all the influencers that we have today, like they have made DSA a really big deal. It's not all you need is 2-3 months of proper prep. I would say even 2-3 months is more, right? Because yeah,
Required, I guess.
yeah, yeah.
2-3
Because
months is there.
honestly, my personal experience is every day before sleeping for 1 hour, I would try to solve two problems. Even if I was not able to solve them, I would just see the solution, understand what it was, and go to sleep. And within 1 month, I felt I had enough BSA to at least be able to solve medium level questions on lead code. So that's what I would say. Like focus on internships, and DSA would be something that it's like solving puzzles, right? It's something you should try and enjoy basically. So if you try to solve repetitive problems, just try to understand the syntax or get into the theory of it. That you like, of course, time complexity and everything is important. You should study it from an optimization standpoint that how I can solve this problem for better complexity. But if you get into the theory of it, that this sorting algorithm, how much time complexity it has, and just try to buy hard things, then it won't be fun for you. You should just focus on trying to look at it as just puzzle solving, developing your logical reasoning, and just do it for 1 hour every day. Within 1 or 2 months, you should be good to go. I think from a DSA standpoint, your main focus should be to crack an internship.
And you should stay consistent, right? Yeah. Don't expect day one pay you can able to solve. When I know I wasn't able to solve even the easiest one on day one, I was like literally on the verge of crying. But
It humbles you.
yeah, but it takes time. It takes time. Definitely takes time. Stay consistent. Consistency is the key because of the 900 kids that you have in a branch, right? So, for example, even this college, right? Of that, only half 50% of them would be doing DSA on a consistent basis. Of that, only 10% would be doing it for like months, and of that only 5% of them would be actually be able to understand the logic of it. So you are not essentially competing with the 900. You are just competing with the 5% of them who's doing it consistently. So that's your competition.
Yeah, I'd like to add one more point to it. Do make a sheet for DSA and do write down your approach. Like you see a question, whatever comes to your mind, it may be dumbest answer ever, but write it down. This was my approach at first. If you can't solve it, go and take a solution or ask your friend, get it solved, and then compare the approaches. What came to my mind and what is the actual approach? How close is it? If the difference is a huge one, then there's a lot of work to be done. And if you're getting closer, you're getting there, then it means you're making progress. So do keep a track. DSA is all about thinking, how you think and how you approach a problem. So do keep a sheet. Like let's say you can have a link of problem from lead code, my approach, and solution. You can have these three columns. You can add more to it as well. But this thing did help me back in my college days. So I would recommend it. Your approach and the solution. Compare them.
So my second question was, as you all talked about finding your niche, like instead of going towards the fast-paced trends that are going on right now, you told about to find the niche that you want. But how to actually find your niche? Because nowadays there is actually so much going on in the trend. Everyone wants to try everything that they find on, and in this process, how actually to find that niche that we actually like? Can you please tell something?
Basically, I would say college is for that purpose. Like you will have to try different things. You'll have to try IoT, you'll have to try machine learning, back end, front end, sub try karo. Basically that advertisement. इस्तेमाल करे फिर विश्वास करे, that sort of stuff. So yeah, that is the only way to go. Like just don't spend too much time on it. एक week I explored something new और उसमें मजा आ रहा है, then get deep into it. लग रहा है कि boring है, नहीं हो रहा है, so then switch into it. And मतलब don't stay rigid. कि let's say you have 10 topics. It's not that you have to try all 10 of them and decide which one is the best for you. If you are trying out, let's say 3 topics, and if you find the interest in the fourth one will be very good. But इसके अलावा there are all 6 topics left. Don't think about trying them all. मेरे को सब करना है, ऐसे ऐसे नहीं होता है. अगर पसंद आ रहा है कुछ बात कुछ चीज, then get deep into it. उसमें completely invest yourself into it and explore and learn more. So yeah, that is what I would like to say.
Yeah, I would like to add to this. So I explored a lot in my college. First year, I used to do IoT. I was the president of IoT Forum Club, and uske baad I did robotics. So the one way you can find a niche is joining these clubs, attending their events, creating some projects around that topic. So I did. In the second year, I started playing around with the robotics guys, and was interested into robotics, and then I started joined the ML forum, and I was doing some ML things just to find what I actually love, right? And my final year project was the BTech as a project. It was based on blockchain. So so it's like you are doing every stuff, and of all these things, I found interesting most the AI part of it, ML AI part. So you do projects around it. That's when you know like if you are able to debug it continuously without getting bored, that's your niche. That is your niche because in job your major time is involved in debugging and learning. So that is your niche if you are able to debug without getting bored. That's your niche.
As a second year student, what will be the ideal roadmap? Means whenever I'm interacting with my seniors, some of them are good at development, some are exploring clouds. Means I'm getting confused. Means what should I do? I have completed one research internship recently, and searching for the next one. So, what should be the ideal roadmap? Should I focus on core subject DSA? Means I'm learning DSA now because of internship last time I have not completed it. So, what should be my next step?
Go for it.
Actually, cloud and development goes hand in hand. So you cannot compromise either. So if you are more interested in development, you need to know fundamentals and the nuances of the cloud. And if you are interested in cloud, cloud, you need to know about the development as well. So it's not like you can compromise with either of the thing because both go hand in hand. And the industry requirements, these are the two basic, most basic industry requirements because without cloud, the industry cannot run.
If I may ask, what was your internship?
I was a research intern, and I used to research on the tools for web development for the more scalability of
Right.
that tool.
So this can be an interesting project, right? You can have a cloud platform wherein, let's say you have like an S3 bucket or a SQL database where you have all these tools and you build a sort of chatbot on it that can give you specific answers related to those queries. Like maybe have like a RAG database with embeddings and things like that. So the main idea would be to not get stuck in these kind of broad standards that we have during engineering, that I'm a cloud guy or I'm a backend guy. End of the day, at a company, all these things work together. So, like he said, the main idea would be to just focus more on what interests you, and then using AI, you can easily build products on it that integrate cloud development and all these things together. So that way, you and the thing is with AI, the ability to understand these things is also very high. So once you have that system ready, you can just ask AI where cloud is being used, how is this thing actually retrieving data and things like that. You can directly ask AI and get responses for it. So the main idea would be to just sort of find interesting topics, find a niche, and build products that sort of use the entire spectrum of the software development lifecycle. Because these days with AI, to some extent, even companies know that it is possible for students to create, and many of you would be creating that in the future with as AI improves. So my main suggestion would be to not focus more on tech stack, just focus on interesting things to build basically.
Okay.
For your cloud and development part, there are companies out there giving cloud and DB database support. So Oracle Cloud, you can work with Oracle Cloud and development hand in hand. There is Azure Cloud as well, Mongo. They are giving out the free courses. You can check it out on the website. You can learn the development. But there is one thing that you might need to go on their platform only. Like you will get the knowledge, but it will be of that particular platform. If you want to explore more, you can go out to other platforms and see it.
I'd like to add one more point. What I want to say is, you're in second year, right?
Yes.
So you have a lot of time, basically. Like, you can balance both, I believe. You can keep learning the basics because you simply can't skip the basics. If you do it right now, you will get the fruits later and they will not be sweet. Okay, you can't skip the basics, and you can explore the very early phase of cloud and AI development because industry mein, this is going to be the thing that you'll be working on. So Abhi, I believe that you have time and you can explore development slowly, but keep the basics. I mean, keep up with the basics. Keep it doing regularly. Be consistent with it.
Okay, so I will just like to conclude that I should focus on these projects, building projects in this sem, and will move towards internship in next sem, right? Okay, thank you.
So, good morning, everyone. So, my question is how to improve the communication skill, and is really nowadays the soft skill are more important than a technical skill, because nowadays the people cannot able to explain the project. They have done the project, they know about tech stack, anything, but they are not able to explain to the interviewer.
Uh, so the way you can improve is right. PBLs are a great way. We all explain our projects in PBLs in our colleges and hackathons. Hackathons, PBLs are the way where you can present your communication skills naturally increases. Attend this meetups kind of thing that do happen in Pune. I used to be very actively go meet and So one thing that's way so you rightly said right. Soft skills are way important. It's not longer the time that you should be able to explain yourself. You should be able to sell your project, sell your idea, right? So it's very important skill, and this is a way through your explaining your projects in hackathons or somewhere, and it takes time.
you can't learn it in just one day. With more interactions that you have, your skill improves in that way itself. It's like a linear graph of that.
I personally improved my English by just watching lots of web series and TV shows and things like that. Because honestly, I feel the type of English that we learn in school, it is more theoretical in nature. The way English is spoken is not something that we get a hold of. Like for example, someone who has bad communication in my engineering batch, there were many people who did not have good communication skills. But if I asked them to explain their project in Marathi, they would do it perfectly. So that's the main idea. I would just say watch bunch of web series. You will automatically get the hang of it. How to speak properly, how to speak in an accent, because those things matter honestly. Like when you're selling an idea, the like type of language you use, whether you're clear or not, whether you're able to be friendly, not assertive, or whether you're able to sort of explain your ideas clearly or not. Those things matter. And honestly, I feel web series like Suits, for example, even Game of Thrones, which are kind of deep. Yeah, I maybe Game of Thrones, maybe season one you can skip it because it is not what we can say. But yeah, in general, main idea is these web series have a complex plots, right? So there is a lot of explanation involved in these. So I would say it sort of helps you develop that logical part as well with your speaking. So yeah, that's what my idea is.
I'll say simply make new friends, talk to more people, interact with them, and don't be afraid of embarrassing yourself. If you're talking to someone new, don't be afraid of matlab, how will I sound like, will the person judge me or not. Just go and present yourself. You will fail once, you will fail twice, you will fail 10 times, but eventually you will learn. And that is the only way to go. Make new friends, talk to new people, start conversations, and you will learn to get good at speaking.
Want to know regarding about the interviews, how you can improve your soft skill. रेज्यूमे अपलोड करो चैट जीपीटी पे, उसको बोलो कि एक्सप्लेन करे, रट लो बस। यार मत करो, रट लो और वही जाके इंटरव्यू पे
कोई बनाने को भी बोलो।
बस
एलिवेटर पिच।
हाँ, अगर क्वेश्चन आता है सोचो, जवाब दो, कैसे भी जवाब दो, इंटरव्यूअर एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करेंगे उतना।
Yeah, guys, this elevator pitch thing, if we are going to have mock interviews today, I'm expecting this. Okay, in 30 seconds, you should be able to explain why we should hire you, hypothetically.
Yeah.
रट लो बस, कुछ मत करो, रट लो, समझ के रटना बस, ऐसे नहीं रैंडम रट दिया पूरा।
नहीं, वो पूछ रहा है कुछ और मेरे को रटा हुआ यही आता। हाँ वही।
Guys, there's an AI platform. I saw a tool. I don't remember the name, but it basically वो Udemy का है ना? There's this thing called which allows you to create scenarios at your workplace and how can you excel at it.
Yeah.
मतलब let's say your manager asked you to stay for let's say some extra time और तुम्हारा काम हो चुका था, तुम्हें जाना था, you've already told कि मतलब ये मेरी plan ली है but you couldn't wait there. So it recreates this scenario. AI agent रहता है and you can negotiate, you can talk with that agent. That's how you can get better at it. It is, I don't remember the name, but Udemy पे एक AI platform है ऐसा. Do check it out.
So my next question is, when I open the lead code problem, which I solved recently 1 month ago or 2 months ago, so it again takes time to solve, and sometimes I'm not able to solve that one. So why this happened? And I have solved the 400 plus problems on lead code, and I'm still able to. I'm not comfortable still.
First of all, congrats. You're consistent.
Yeah.
And that is very rare these days. You're smart. Okay. As I said, all you need to, I said it before, that you will have to write your solution. तुम लिखोगे ना, whatever is the thoughts in your brain, just pen it down, उसको लिखो, and like इससे रहता है, इससे याद रहता है. It's my personal experience. Just write it down and compare your operations. So this is a way that I would recommend, and just keep it reading. Like सोने से पहले एक बार अपनी sheet खोल ली, and just you take a glance at the problems you have solved in this month, last week, क्या किया था, this problem keyword linked list, this problem hash से किया था, ADP से किया था, इतना कर लो, याद रहता है. Not too many efforts, but slight efforts every day, and you're doing it. You have solved a lot, so congrats. Good to know.
Uh, Next thing is keep a diary or some book. उसपे whatever you're thinking, right? Try to note it down. So that really helped me, and I used a different platform that I would suggest you guys also use it. It's known as Algo Monster. So वहाँ पे कैसा है? It's not like your traditional how we do DSA, right? Like arrays करेंगे filling place. So वहाँ पे it is actually two pointer based. मतलब problem solving approach है, the patterns के through है. That is far more efficient to learn DSA than doing it in the traditional way. So explore that. That really helped. That really helped me with Teradata also interviews also. So do try that. That might help your case because वहाँ पे you when you understand a pattern, right? You understand the type of questions that can arise from that pattern, and then you are able to जैसे question देख ले, you are like अच्छा यहाँ पे ये pattern use करना. So that really helps. You can check it out as well.
First of all, 400 problem is like a big achievement, I would say. I have personally not done that. My only advice would be, I mean, I'm not sure if I'm in a position to give you advice on DSA because you have already solved 400 problems. But what I noticed with myself was during my DSA learning journey, initially I would spend a lot of time on one problem trying to solve it, and then I would feel bad if I'm not able to solve it. Don't be hard on yourself. Give 30 minutes for one problem. If 30 minutes you're not able to solve it, just see the solution, understand the solution, and move on. That's what my advice would be. Eventually, it's like you basically build muscle memory for it. Eventually, I would say you might have already experienced that. So the thing is, don't be hard on yourself. Just if you're not able to solve it, that's perfectly fine. These problems are designed to be tough, so it's perfectly fine. Just understand the solution so that if next time a similar pattern comes, you should be able to solve it. Even next time you're not able to solve it, then yeah, then you need to do some revision. But if you're attempting it for the first time and you're not getting it, that's perfectly fine. In fact, I think for most DSA problems, for most people, that is the case when they're seeing a new pattern for the first time. Most people would not be able to crack that. In fact, for hard problems, you have to be really smart or just lucky to stumble upon it while thinking. So yeah, my advice would be just don't be hard on yourself. 30 minutes per problem. If you're not able to solve, just look at the solution and move on.
400 problems is a really good achievement. I have personally solved near about 200 or 230 problems. But as Gokul said, you need to know about the patterns that are there. Like if this certain word comes, you need to find if it is a BFS, it's whatever that all that stuff, stacks, whatever. So what I did was, you might know Aditya Verma, the YouTuber. So I went through his playlist for EP stacks, linked list, whatever playlist he has, and I went through it, worked on it, and I just tried to solve like 4 or 5 problems per pattern. And then once it goes in your head, then it's muscle memory. Just stay consistent and you can do it.
Nowadays, interviewer are oftenly asking the oops related question. So basically, I am coming from the CPP background. So I required to learn Java from scratch or just to learn the oops part.
No, it's not like that. There are classes, structures. Or it is rather better if you start coding in an OOPS environment from the basics. Take your project, create classes, create structures. That will actually help you in system design round as well, because that is how you need to approach the interviewer. You need to explain that this is the class, this is the object, this is what we need to do now. The object will call this new pointer, then it will go there and all that stuff.
Just read about the 4 points: inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation. Read deeply about it with examples, and that's all they can ask. They can grill you deep into one of these topics with examples with code snippets, but उतना ही है. So उतने ही करते हैं.
Thank you to our panelists for such an engaging and inspiring discussion. Now moving to our next segment of today's Saturday Club, that is the mock interviews. This is your chance to experience a real interview environment and receive direct feedback from industry experts. Remember, this is a safe space to learn and improve. So don't be nervous, be curious. Use this as a golden opportunity to polish your skills and enhance your confidence. As we come to the end of today's Saturday Club session, let us take a moment to thank the star of the day, our esteemed guest, for sharing their valuable insights and experience with us. On behalf of I2IOC and Team Alumni and Outreach, we would like to once again express our sincere gratitude to all the panelists for their time and guidance. With that, thank you for being such a wonderful and attentive audience. Wish you all a great day ahead. Thank you and wonderful time. We request all the committee members to come here.
Hello everyone. The students who came here for the audience, you can take a break of 5 to 10 minutes and you can gather near the TU office. So we will start here and there will be some coordinators will guide you and you have to stand there according to that.